What's up, brothers and sisters? We're going to do a little space engine this time. We're going to explore the solar system, because that's obviously the part of the universe we know the most about. So I'm going to start it right here. We're going to go to the planetarium. We're going to click load. And we're going to start with a place that I'm sure we're all familiar with. I have the graphics set to maximum, so everything should look pretty good. And we're going to set it to the current time. I gotta set it to auto. This is what it would look like if you're actually in space. And this is what the Earth looks like right now as of February 10th, 2021 at 4:44 Eastern Standard Time PM. And there's the United States. Can't see any of our planets or stars because the glare of the Earth overwhelms that, but if we turn on the HDR camera we can see everything, which is pretty cool. But this is not what it really looks like, but it still looks pretty cool. There's the center of the galaxy, and right there in the center is the Karina Nebula, one of the largest nebulas from Earth, but it's also not as well known because it's only visible in the southern skies, such as Australia and Antarctica. We're going to turn the camera back on. We're going to explore the source of light and energy for the Earth, which is the Sun, obviously. Gotta go a little bit faster. And those black areas right there are sunspots, which are much cooler regions of the Sun. This is why never ever look at the Sun with a telescope. You can go blind even for a momentary glimpse of it with binoculars or a telescope. You can even go blind just by looking at it just with the naked eye. The Sun has significantly more mass than any other body in the solar system combined. It accounts for at least 98% of all the mass in the solar system. But now we're going to head towards the closest planet to the Sun, which is, of course, Mercury. We visited Mercury twice. I believe I forgot what the first orbiter was called, but the second was called Messenger, which got the most information. And now its current probe, Baby Colombo, I think it's called, is actually trying to get to orbit on Mercury as of right now. If we look back, this is what the Sun looks like for Mercury. Now we can actually block out the Sun, and we can actually see the other stars. And let's see what those two planets are. That's Venus, and that's Jupiter. Now we're actually gonna go land. Oh wait, I gotta set the time moving. Okay, there we go. We're gonna land near the sunset area, or sunrise. I'm not sure which one this is. It's hard to keep track. Sorry about the glitches. It sometimes happens with this. And we're going to look towards the Sun. That's what a sunset looks like for Mercury. Sorry about the glitches. That happens. This game is still in early access, so you can't expect it to be perfect. Now let's block out the Sun, and let's zoom out a little bit. You can actually see the Sun's corona, which is pretty cool. It's only visible during solar eclipses, because the Moon and the Sun happen to be almost the same size from our perspective. Now we're going to head towards Venus, the second planet from the Sun. Now, despite it being the second planet from the Sun, it's actually the hottest planet in the solar system, with an air temperature of 514 degrees centigrade. An atmospheric pressure of 92 Earth's atmospheres. It would, if you're on the surface of Venus, it would feel like you are 6 kilometers underwater. It's like the atmospheric pressure is so intense that you wouldn't survive there even with a spacesuit. And there's the Sun. You can see how big the atmosphere is right here. Now we're actually going to turn off the clouds so we can see the surface a little bit more. I'm going to turn off the atmosphere. And look, it's a very sandy body. We're actually going to land on it. It's obviously not realistic because there's not much storm here. Looks like sand, doesn't it? But you can't even see the sun through all those clouds. We're going to turn off the clouds so we can see a little bit better. And now we're going to take off. Take off. Now we pass through the clouds. And we're going to land towards the twilight area. Or the twilight zone, so to speak. And that's what the sunset would look like on Venus. Let's turn off the clouds once again. Alright, now we're going to head towards the place that we're all familiar with. The Earth, the only known planet in the universe that we know of that supports life. The best candidate for life outside of Earth would be Mars, but so far, all examinations of Mars have turned up negative so far. Alright, now we're going to actually, why not go to Australia? We're going to land right in Australia. Sorry about the glitches once again, I can't control it. This is obviously not what it looks like in real life, but you can't expect a one-to-one detail of the Earth in this game. And now we're going to head towards the moon. Our moon, so to speak. It's really called Luna, but we just call it the moon. And it's actually a new moon phase right now, but the blue area on the moon is actually the Earth's reflection, because we look back at Earth, it's getting all the Earth's reflection from the sunlight. And here's the new moon. Here's the moon that we can't physically see from Earth. We have to actually get around the moon in order to see it. But let's see if we can get on the sunrise area of the moon, because the same side of the moon always faces the Earth. Here it is. Here's the Earth. We can't obviously see ground with it. That's a pretty good camera. Let's turn on the HDR camera so we can see it, both the ground and the Earth better. It's pretty beautiful. Turn the auto cam back on. This was a pretty good pictures right there. Alright, now we're going to head towards Mars, the planet that we've probably been to more times than any other planet in the solar system, or even the universe for that matter. Mars has 2 moons, but we're going to get to that a little bit later. We're going to see what the sun looks like. Mars has a pretty thick atmosphere. It's nowhere near as thick as Earth's, but it's still pretty visible. Alright, now we're going to actually land on Mars. Why not just land in the sunset area, or sunrise, I'm not really sure. Alright, now let's go take off to Phobos, the closest known moon to orbit a planet in the solar system, I believe. It's on the night side of Mars, so we're actually going to speed up time so we can actually see Phobos. Okay, there we go. And that's how big Mars is from Phobos. Let's try not land on it. It's kind of glitchy right now, so I apologize for that. Alright, I apologize for the glitches in advance. And that's what Mars would look like from the surface of Phobos. And there's the sun. Let's see what those 2 dots are right there. That's Venus. Right down there is... Oh, wait, hold on, I'm trying to get it. It's not, let me point to it, whatever. And what's this one? That is Jupiter. And what's this one? That's Earth. Okay. Now we're going to head to the other moon, Deimos. Oh, this one's on the night side too. Alright, we're gonna make the time go by quicker. There we go. Pretty ordinary looking moon, looks like an asteroid. Mars has probably the least interesting moons in the solar system. Alright, now we're going to head towards the dwarf planet Saris, the largest body in the asteroid field, or asteroid belt it's actually called. We visited this planet up close for the first time in 2015, and it was actually noted to have that bright area, which is right there, that we actually were able to see with the Hubble Space Telescope image, but we couldn't identify what it was. So let's land on it. I'm sorry for the glitches. It's a pretty interesting world. My friend loves Saris. Now we're going to head towards the largest planet in the solar system, Jupiter. Jupiter has more mass than all the other planets in the solar system combined. It is gigantic. Let's make time go by a little bit quicker so we can see its famous area, the Great Red Spot. Let's make it a little bit faster. There it is, the Great Red Spot. The storm that's been brewing on Jupiter for at least 400 years. It seems to be shrinking now, but it's still very active. Now we're going to head towards some of the interesting moons. Io's the first one, the most volcanic body in the solar system. In fact, if we get on the night side, we can actually see some volcanic activity right there. You can see the lava coming up. This bright area to the left is reflecting sunlight off Jupiter. Alright. And now we're going to head towards Europa, which is a pretty interesting planet because we believe there is water ice underneath its icy surface, which might not only hold liquid water, but might actually potentially hold bacterial life at the very least. We don't know for sure, but it's become the interest of future space missions to try to dig through the ice and get into the water to examine it and confirm whether or not life exists there. Now we're heading towards Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system. It's actually larger than Venus, or excuse me, Mercury. See Jupiter, you can see a few of their moons. Now we're going to head towards the Callisto, the third largest moon in the solar system, and the most distant major moon towards Jupiter. But before we leave Jupiter, we're going to actually go back to it. We're going to get to its night side, and you'll be able to see its ring system. It's very dim, but the ring system does exist. You have to get on the night side of Jupiter in order to see it. And now we're going to zoom out and turn on the orbits of the moons. There's the four main moons, but if we actually... Hold on, I gotta figure out how to turn on the orbits of the minor moons. Let's see. Is it in settings? Let me see. I apologize for this in advance. I'm trying to figure it out. Nope, okay, that didn't work. Okay, let's see what I can do. Trying to figure it out. So I don't remember having this much problem earlier. Okay, I think it's filter objects. Yeah, okay. There we go. Those are all of Jupiter's known moons. Jupiter, I believe, has 79 moons. It could be 82, but it's a lot of moons. Those are the orbits of all the moons in the of Jupiter's solar system. And if we get really close, we can actually see a lot of moons between the orbits of Jupiter and Io. Most of these moons have never been photographed up close. Only the 4 main ones and a few of the inner ones were photographed up close. But now we're going to turn the orbits off, and now we're going to head towards my personal favorite planet in this solar system. You probably know which one. It's Saturn. Most famous for its giant ring system. Saturn has 82 moons in the solar system. The most known. It also has 8 round main moons, which is the most main planet in the solar system. Now we get behind the sun, we can actually see much more detail of the ring. That blue area is the ring that its moon Enceladus gives off. We're actually going to head towards its main moons. Now we're going to head towards Mimas, which is actually noted. We're actually going to zoom time a little bit so we can actually see more of it. Just wait for it. Okay, there we go. That crater right there, people have said resembles the Death Star, but this is just a coincidence because this crater was first discovered after the release of Star Wars, which featured the Death Star. So, pretty amazing coincidence by nature. I believe this is the smallest round known body in the solar system. Look how close it is to Saturn. I think the shadows of Saturn's rings is a great exaggeration, but it still looks pretty cool. Now we're headed towards Enceladus, which, like Europa, has a liquid water underneath its icy surface, and it actually has volcanoes on its poles, which release icy chemicals, which in turn puts an orbit around Saturn, which is the reason for that blue haze you see around Saturn. And you can actually see it right here. You can see that blue area is the ring of Enceladus, part of Saturn. Now we're going to head towards Thetis, I believe it's pronounced. That is another pretty big crater. It looks like the Death Star. Now we're going to head towards Dione. And I believe it might be on the night side. Nope. Okay, we're good. You can actually still see the sun. Now we're headed towards Rhea. Sorry for the glitches in advance. Okay, now we're going to head towards Titan, my favorite moon in the solar system, because it's the only moon in the solar system that has a substantial atmosphere. It's also the only body beyond the orbit of the asteroid field that we've actually physically landed on. There's Saturn right there, and we actually see a pretty good view of it. Don't worry, we're going to land on it. Let's just get this pretty cool camera angle right there. Okay, now we're going to land on Titan. Let's land on this side right here. And there's the sun. We can't see Saturn through the clouds, unfortunately. As you can see right here, it's not visible, but I can turn off the clouds, and it will look pretty wild. Alright, now we're going to head towards Iapetus, which is pretty interesting because it has two colors. It looks kind of like an Oreo cookie. But look how... let me see if I can find Saturn. There it is. It's pretty far away from Saturn. You can actually see the blue ring around it. But now we're going to actually go towards the main feature of Saturn, which is its ring. We're going to actually zoom right over it. It's very thin, though. It's like only a few yards thick. I mean, if you get to the right angle, they look practically... I'm trying to do it softly. It's hard with this mouse. If you get just the right angle, they look practically invisible. They are paper thin. I'm going to head towards the ring. We can't get too close, though, because we're going to zoom past it and it will be completely invisible to us. But as close as we can, we're going to zoom in at the rings. And this is real... Oh, wait, no, my bad. Okay, I got to fix the time. Okay, this is what it looks like in real time. It's constantly moving. And there's the sun. Alright, now we're going to head towards Uranus, which we've only been to once, unfortunately. I'd like to go there again sometime. Get more information about the planet and its moons. Actually get behind. We can actually see still a pretty big ring system. We can actually see auroras around Uranus. It's pretty cool. Let's go to the rings right now. Actually, they're not as thin, they're not as big as Jupiter's, but they're still quite visible. Such a perfect circle. It's pretty amazing how something like that can exist in nature. That's what it looks like in real time. Alright, now we're going to head towards... Oh, I actually forgot one more thing about Saturn. Let's go back to it quickly. I forgot to show you the orbits of its moons. And there's a lot of them. It's a lot. A lot of these moons still have yet to get official names. Like, as you can see, there's one like right here, S2000, S24. That's the discovery year. S means Saturn, and 24 is its placeholder number. Now we're going to head towards Uranus back again. We're going to actually visit all its main moons that we've only seen one time. Here's Miranda. Now, where is Uranus? Right there. Here's Ariel. Let's see if we can find Uranus. Where are you? It's so hard to find. Let's get on the night side so we can pinpoint it better. I think it's right here. Oh, geez, this is hard to find it. Wait, hold on. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Okay, now we're going to head towards Umbriel. I believe it's... I think it's right there, yep. Now we're going to head towards Titania. Probably not going to have that much light. It's right there. Yep. Okay. And now Obrion. See, there's Uranus right there. We'll head back towards Uranus, and now we're actually going to see the orbits of its moons. It has 27 known moons. Still quite a lot, though. There's still quite a lot going out. Alright, now we're going to head towards the most distant planet from the solar system, which is Nebula of Neptune. Excuse me, I said Nebula by accident. Only been to this planet one time with Voyager 2. I would like to go back to this place once again, sometime in the future, hopefully in my lifetime. Now it has two main moons, Proteus, which is not perfectly circular, but it's pretty close. Still looks like an asteroid. And now we're gonna head towards Triton. It's only round moon of Neptune. What's interesting about Triton is that it orbits around Neptune in the opposite direction as opposed to other moons in the solar system, which is pretty weird, and we're not entirely sure why. We've only photographed like 15% of this moon, or probably less than that. So a lot of it's still a mystery to us. This is just a fan creation. This is not what it really looks like. Hopefully we can one day map everything out. Now, Neptune has 14 known moons. We're actually going to see the orbits of them in a second. But one moon, which is known as NASO, or goes very far out. We're actually pretty close to actually being as far away as Neptune as possible. I'm trying to get to it. There we go. NASO. And that tiny dot right there is Neptune. It's about... it's half the distance Earth is from the Sun. This moon orbits around Neptune extremely far away, which is pretty crazy. And now we're gonna see its ring. It's pretty thin. It's still visible. You can see right there, it's only like 2 rings right there. And now we're gonna head towards the former planet known as Pluto, which is now officially called a dwarf planet. We visited this place for the first time in 2015, and parts of it are still unknown to us. So there's like here the blurry stuff here. This is parts that have yet to be photographed in high quality images. So hopefully we can one day map everything out. We only flew past it. We didn't orbit around Pluto. You can actually see it has an atmosphere. It has a pretty blue atmosphere. It's very pretty. And now we're going to head towards its only main moon, Charon. And it's pretty close to Pluto. Charon is the largest body to orbit an object in the solar system in comparison to its host. It's pretty massive. In fact, if I get to the right chart, yeah, it's pretty. They're only like Charon's only about half the size of Pluto, so it's very big compared to Pluto. All right, now we're gonna head back. Now, there's not much point investigating beyond this because we have not photographed the other dwarf planets in the solar system, which are Haumea, Make-Bake, and Eris. Eris is actually the biggest known body in the solar system that we have yet to photograph up close. The only photographs are low-quality images taken by Hubble. So there's really no point investigating it because we really have no idea what they look like. And that pretty much concludes our tour of the solar system. We should just head back to Earth. Or at least the tour of the solar system that we know of. You can see labels right there for the International Space Station. Let's actually visit the International Space Station. That's kind of... we're actually going to get... there it is. It's reflecting all those... pretty cool. Reflecting all those mirrors and stuff. Turn on the auto. And now let's see the Hubble Space Telescope. Trying to find it. There we go. Hubble Space Telescope. This is what it would look like in real time. It's constantly moving. Yeah, it's very small. It's only about 16 meters in diameter, so it's only visible up close. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please donate money to St. Jude's Children's Hospital to help children in need. And as always, I will talk to you later.